The transfer window is incomplete without a few twists and turns in the Kylian Mbappe and PSG saga. Club president Nasser Khelaifi has said that he has a gentleman agreement with Mbappe to stay in Paris. Will the French captain honor that agreement, or will he move to Real Madrid or Liverpool? That's what we are going to discuss in this edition of WION World of Sport Extra. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my sports editor Digvijay Singh Deo and by my colleague Vidur Kathuria. You know, it's that.
See, you had to mention Liverpool to get me back on this podcast. What do we call it? WION Sports Extra, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I've been a bit unwell and I seem to have passed it on to Vidur. And right now it's freezing. Yeah. This is actually, if you think we're in India somewhere, this is actually Europe. Because our set is absolutely freezing.
I wish we were in Europe.
But we're discussing the transfer market frenzy. What a joke, right? What's this? Every time this becomes the theatre of the absurd. I think with all due respect to PSG and Kylian Mbappe, if you want to go, just go. You want to stay, stay. But why do this tamasha all the time? You're playing with the sentiments of fans. You want to go, just go. How many times has he decided to go to Real Madrid and not gone? And I think for Real Madrid to keep on thinking that, oh, he's going to come to us. Oh, my God. If he doesn't go this time, this is really the... I don't see anyone who's taken the mickey out of Real Madrid all these years ever. I mean, Florentino Perez doesn't like being played.
Yeah. It's like a toxic relationship. Mbappe keeps coming back to
which
PSG.
needs to end. But yeah, as Digvijay said, you know, Real Madrid, biggest club in the world. And he believes, or sometimes the way he functions or the things he says or the things that are in the media, it believes that he believes he can go to Real Madrid whenever he wants on his own terms. And I don't think Real Madrid are okay with that. And the way all this saga has played out, it's been what now? 1.5 years? More than that?
Yeah, more
Since
than that.
the summer of 2022, even before that, talks were on. I think that clubs...
Last year, this time, is when he refused to sign the extension.
Yeah.
And then they decided not to play him. They benched him for a few games.
Yeah.
At the same time, Messi was also benched. Then they decided, you know what, come what may, we get in Luis Enrique. Messi goes, Neymar goes. So you think that Mbappe has full control, which he wanted, then he refuses to sign. It's a mess. And I think it's not fair to Luis Enrique also. If he's going to build his team, he needs to know if Mbappe is going to be there or not. What I find ridiculous is this entire rubbish of gentleman's agreement.
What is exactly? That's what I was going to say.
This
what
is European football. There's no gentleman's agreement. There's only that checkbook which the Saudis have in plenty. PSG, Qatar money, oil, gas money, they also have it in plenty. Remember, when they signed Neymar, there was no bank transfer. Go back and look at that. 200 and some million odd for Neymar was delivered in cash. Cash.
Yeah, gentleman's agreement isn't worth anything in any field of life.
You two gentlemen don't honor your agreements with me, or we'll come to office at 1 o'clock. Vidur turns up at 1:40. No gentleman's agreement.
But where is he going? Because his side quashed rumors about... He has said that at present I have made no such decision about my future.
No, I think let's look at the options. I think all of a sudden, you go back to Erling Haaland, and we thought that Haaland at 50 million to Man City was a steal. Mbappe is going, wherever he's going for free if he goes.
Yeah.
If he goes. And I sort of tried to, when we decided on this, I tried to look into the finances. It's going to cost any club in the world less than what it took to sign Mason Mount, what Chelsea paid for Mount. Because, think of it this way, there's no transfer fee.
Yeah.
Okay? No transfer fee. So, even if you give him $1 million a month, that's a week.
Yeah, $4 million a month.
A month, right? So that's what, 50...
Depends on how long his contract is. Over
3 years, 150 million?
Yeah.
Right? And then you take away the transfer fees. It's a steal, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the only reason I think why Liverpool are being mentioned. See, if he's going to go to the Premier League, I think we can be categorical. He can't go to Man City. You can't play Messi and Ronaldo in the same team. You can't play Haaland and Mbappe in the same team. Very clear.
Yeah.
So that's why Liverpool come in. And if I'm Florentino Perez, I'm suddenly thinking, you know what? The other names he was being linked with last season and all that were perhaps a bit too far-fetched. I think Liverpool are serious. I think he wants to. He's been linked with Klopp before. I think it's wanting to play for a Klopp team, play for 2 years. Remember, this is a guy who refused $1 billion for one season.
Yeah, Saudi.
Yeah.
For one season. And, that's why, Vidur, I'm a bit surprised that after refusing $1 billion for one season, he still hasn't signed for Real. What's holding him back?
I think now he's the main man at PSG. It's a club that they are building on French young talent. They have Dembele, they have a few youngsters who are coming up.
But they're not winning the Champions League with a young team. Yeah. He wants to win that.
Yeah, but I think
so does he think that he's going to win a Champions League and wait for 4 years like what we saw with, say, Harry Kane, who he never got that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
He's won a World Cup, so that's out, but he wants to win the Champions League. So he's not going to win the Champions League at PSG, let's be very sure about that.
But I think he wants to win the Champions League, but he wants to be the main man. Exactly. He wants to be the main player of a Champions League winning team. I think that's the difference. I think he himself, as we've seen over the last 2 years or whatever, he himself is, very unsure of where he wants to be, or he can be easily convinced of changing his decision. That could be money, but obviously he was offered $1 billion.
Yeah, for money, I don't think it's a big issue for him.
Didn't go there. I actually look at this Liverpool situation in another way. I'm not sure if Jurgen Klopp and the Liverpool management are completely 100% on board about having Mbappe. Remember, this is a Liverpool side who already have 4 or 5 very, very good strikers. And as we have discussed, if Kylian Mbappe does come to Liverpool, he will be the focal point of that attack.
But hang on, does that also mean I think they're factoring a situation where Salah goes to the Saudi League and at least 200 million, and that's the outlay on Mbappe. And that, what it will do, Vidur, this may not just be a footballing decision, this will catapult Liverpool into that upper level of teams in terms of marketing capabilities, which Real have right now.
I agree.
Man United have. I think Liverpool are behind Barcelona have. That's 3. Then Liverpool come in. They're not in the top 5. I think they're in just about make the top 5. But in terms of marketing capabilities, what we see with United, that irrespective of no success since Alex Ferguson went, they've been able to open the checkbook every time. I think that's what Liverpool can do. And I think Mbappe coming on board means the American market is also on board through FSG. I think that's the only way it's going.
Yeah, I think, as you rightly mentioned, Manchester United as a brand, they are a global brand. When you think about the biggest clubs in the world, 3 or 4 clubs come to mind. Liverpool are not those 3 or 4 clubs.
Barcelona, so who would the 3 be? Barcelona, Real Madrid,
Manchester United. And
Liverpool are the second best English team.
Second tier, if actually it's not fair to call anyone.
After
these 3. So, and this reminds me, if you look back in the Barcelona and Real Madrid, if you look at the mid-2000s, the way they looked at signing players was not just about what they would bring on the pitch. The Galacticos era was driven by how the image of the club would change, and not just Real Madrid, even Barcelona. If you look back at the Ronaldinho signing, Laporta, who was the president at the time, he felt like Ronaldinho would make Barcelona. You would take them again on the global map. So that is a signing that Liverpool have not made. If
like
you look at marquee signing over the last in the 21st century, Fernando Torres was an elite level striker when he came.
But El Nino wasn't.
Of course, exactly.
He became a bigger striker there.
Kylian Mbappe is a superstar.
Suarez again was a striker who became world class at Liverpool. Salah became world class at Liverpool. They've developed talent.
Yes.
As you're saying, they've not sort of taken
a global
superstar.
Mbappe is a superstar. There's no doubt about it.
He's the best.
He is the best. And after Holland, there's 2 of them. It's difficult to sort of compare both right now, but
so the Liverpool management and board will definitely push for it, but I'm not 100% certain that Klopp will be okay, unless of course Salah leaves in the summer.
Or just to play devil's advocate as somebody who follows Liverpool. I would love that to happen. I get a feeling that there has been a gentleman's agreement with Salah that he'll leave. The money was huge. And we've had discussions on this platform so many times about how if the Saudis want you, they'll get you at certain price. Salah is the most famous Arab footballer out there. And it will be great. I think the performances we're seeing from Salah give me a sort of a nudge that perhaps he wants to go out on a high. That he's been absolutely sensational. And the only, I disagree with the Klopp bit. You know, anybody would, when Klopp, remember when he was first linked with them last season, he said, oh, let's be serious, I want Kylian Mbappe, I can't afford him.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem with Liverpool is that wage structure. They let Mane go, Bobby Firmino go, and they sort of, even Salah, despite getting that huge, massive jump, he's more than a 400,000 pounds a week, his basic structure is still 150, 200,000 a week.
Yeah.
And the bonuses kick in on goals, assists and all of that, which he's fulfilled last season, he's fulfilling this time as well. I think, how do you keep, say, a Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker happy if Mbappe comes in is the big problem for Klopp. Klopp will manage it. He's a great manager. I just think that everyone is surprised that Liverpool are where they are. I didn't see them challenging for the title this season. I didn't, honestly. I thought this is a year to consolidate, new signings come in. It just worked out brilliantly. And the big problem is now with Trent Alexander-Arnold also out. I think if they win, you think they'll win the Europa League. I think they'll win the EFL Cup. I think two trophies this season. And maybe one more somewhere, perhaps go take City down into that last week, and you never know what happens over there.
In the Premier League, this is the extremely crucial phase of the season. I think these next 2 months, given that Liverpool are losing players to the AFCON and, of course, the Asian Cup. And Manchester City...
They've just lost 2.
Well, players. but I'm saying...
Trent, I think Trent going down is a problem now.
But of course, Manchester City coming back from after winning that Club World Cup, now they're back here, and now they have a succession of games where I think they will pick up maximum points. We've seen that in the past, that January, February is.
I'm not so sure.
I feel like now
I'm not so sure. I just think
that
City are still struggling.
Champions. I think they'll show their.
You think De Bruyne coming back is great for them?
Oh, it's a game changer.
But I think let's come back to Mbappe.
Yeah.
And for Mbappe...
he's linked to all of this, right?
Yeah.
See, the talk is he's coming to the Premier League or Real Madrid. And for the last 6 or 7 months, it was all Real Madrid. Yeah. Suddenly, the Premier League talk has come in. So he can't go to Arsenal. Let's be fair. He's not going there. Okay? He's not going to Chelsea. No one's going to Chelsea. No one's going to Spurs at the moment. He can't go to Newcastle. If he wanted the Saudi money, he would have gone. Nobody's going to Manchester United. The club... You know, it's your club. The club aren't exactly champions at the moment. So the only place he can go is City or Liverpool.
Yeah.
I just feel that City, there's no space for him in City because more than Klopp, who would love to take him on board, Guardiola, remember, got rid of Zlatan after 1 season. Didn't fit the system. I mean, you have Mbappe here and you have Holland there. How do you fit them? And both want to score those goals, right? So you can't have 2 of them in one team. So it's interesting. I'm just surprised that Real Madrid still haven't closed this deal. Yeah. Is that worrying for you? That they haven't closed this deal despite all of us thinking that he's going to sign this deal on 31st of December?
I think it's not just Real Madrid. It's also Mbappe. I don't think he has accepted Real Madrid's terms, and Real Madrid now themselves are not 100% sure, I feel like, because this dilly-dallying on Mbappe's part, every transfer window since 2022 January, I would say, so 2 years, this has gone on. This episode, we have discussed it so many times, and I feel like Real Madrid will say enough is enough. If in the summer or in the months leading up to the summer, Kylian Mbappe does not give an assurance to Real Madrid that he will sign for them, I think that's it.
When do you think PSG are in the game? Do you think if this rumbles on and end of the season he's not signed and he'll stay with PSG? But you know what? I would be surprised because after the way they sort of froze him out, I wouldn't stay there.
But I think it's all about the French connection. I think that's what, if
I don't think it matters anymore.
I think otherwise he would have taken the Saudi deal, and with Real Madrid the offer was already on the table. I don't know why is he not signing. Possibly Luis Enrique must have sold him some plan.
I don't think he wants to play in the Saudi league right now. It also depends on his personal ambitions. Remember, Mbappe is still only 25. He's been around for a long time. Whatever personal ambitions
25?
he has,
no.
Yeah, he's 25.
He was 18 at the 2018 World Cup. 24.
24. Yeah. So I'm saying that whatever personal ambitions he has of playing in the Premier League, he can still do that.
Yeah.
He can go to Real Madrid, he can play in the Premier League, he can play in the Saudi League,
but he can,
if it becomes that what it promises to become in the next few years. I'm saying personally Kylian Mbappe can do all he wants, and he has achieved more than 90% of the players do anyway in their careers.
Definitely.
He's,
But he can unlock a new level at Real Madrid. Let's say, for example, Jude Bellingham. He was great with Borussia Dortmund. He was a star. But with Real Madrid, he has unlocked a god mode. He's scoring goals for fun. He's a midfielder. And I think Kylian Mbappe can do that. If you go to Real Madrid, you become bigger than life. And if you are already a superstar, I think he would put... Like, he was already there with the greats, and that would be something else with Kylian Mbappe. But I think there must be some French connection. Luis Enrique must have sold him some plan that you are the main man here, and probably that's why he's not.
Pratik Sin says on Facebook, Real have a decent squad. They don't really need Mbappe, but only... Yeah.
Real doesn't have a striker.
Uran Ramok says, hi there, Mbappe may join teams that will help his golden ball dreams. I mean, he means the FIFA best.
Okay, I have a comment that Nikhil will like. Yong Yossi says, sell Mason Mount in the next window and preserve the number 7 jersey for Kylian Mbappe. So he's obviously playing a FIFA career mode. And then AJ says, Mbappe is the superhero PSG need, and we must guard him.
Yeah, I think even in that...
Not need. I mean, he is your superhero. Yeah. It's the Kylian shield right now.
But is he the superhero PSG deserve?
Does he think he is PSG's superhero?
I think so.
I think he has that... basically, what happened was that Messi, Neymar and Mbappe... And Mbappe made it clear to PSG that he wants Neymar out. And in terms of football terms, just on the pitch, he wanted to play down the middle, which he does now for PSG. And these are just the conditions he put forward to PSG. Now, they have, in football senses, they have honored their the conditions that he did put forward. But I think that Mbappe himself is so unsure. This saga has gone on for so long. I think
just on that, Vidur, I think they gave him what he wanted.
Yeah.
That clearly Messi realized that that's not where his future lies, or this thing. I think what has soured it for Mbappe is the fact, the way they've gone out of the Champions League in the last 2 seasons, where they should have sort of at least been in the semis or the finals.
Yeah.
But nowhere in contention. What, round of 16? What times?
Yeah.
But I think that there's a shift in the...
1 to City, was it?
1 to Real in a couple of seasons
last
back.
season they got hammered.
And then to City, I think.
Yeah. Hammered. Round of 16.
Yeah, round of 16. But I think there's a shift in the project PSG. They wanted to win the Champions League with superstars like Messi and Neymar. That clearly hasn't worked. So now they have gone on, the homegrown players, the brand PSG, the French capital, and Mbappe has stayed there. So he has somehow agreed to that shift that has happened in the project PSG, and he wants to be the
project PSG will not lead to a Champions League crown at least in the next 3 or 4 years. Yeah, they don't have the squad. Alone, one player can't take you there, right? I mean, look at, if money was the criteria, then Man City should have won it long time back, right? It took them, 10 years to win? More than 10 years.
Yeah, around 10 years.
More if you remember, if you take Aguero's goal as the turning point, which is 11, right?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
That season, and sort of the investment which came after that, Pellegrini came in, that didn't work.
Yeah, it was a whole process.
It's taken a while, and even... I mean, let's be fair, some of Guardiola's teams could have won it earlier.
Even PSG could have won it. I mean, they reached the final.
That Bayern Munich COVID lost. They should have won that.
Bayern Munich. And they played pretty well that season. Yeah. But obviously, that hasn't happened.
City, didn't they? City were the semis.
So. Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I think their best chance in the cycle, in the previous 10-year cycle, was that year, and obviously they could not do that. Now, basically, they have decided to start from scratch again in terms of going for the Champions League. And now, obviously, as of now, Mbappe is part of their plans. But I think the way they are looking at this next phase, they are okay with losing Mbappe and building a team under Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is also a very good manager, by the way. He has proven. Who thought Messi, Neymar and Suarez would be in the same team? And
I think when you look back at the last 10 years, that's the greatest team I've seen.
Oh yeah, I would agree. In fact, that's the greatest front three I've seen since I started watching football.
BBC and the Messi, Suarez, Neymar, that was the debate.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So, any comments? More comments?
Yes, we do have a comment. Dino Galdino says,
Hey, Dino.
think it's between Haaland and Bellingham depending on how the season pans out for City and Madrid. I think he is talking about...
Some of the best players. We had a poll question with who is the current best player on this planet.
Well, just to remind you, since we haven't done this for a while, actually, we used to do this religiously for more than a year. And then we had the Cricket World Cup. This set
we needed a break.
So we're back, and we're live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we're going to be live every day at this point of time. We want you to sort of interact with us, give us your comments. In fact, I remember when we used to do our football chats, we had lots and lots of viewers.
Banter going on in the comment section.
Viewers tuning in from Africa. Where are you? We're back. We promised not to go away. Blame it on the cricket. These boys wanted to be stars during the cricket. They had their own shows at times.
Prateek says, Real Madrid have a decent squad, but don't really need Mbappe, but only good to have not. Game goes on. I think he believes that...
I quite disagree with that. They don't have a striker. How many goals will Bellingham score? He's a midfielder. You don't have a player who can give you goals every match.
They haven't replaced Karim Benzema.
Exactly. Yeah. So Real definitely need a striker. And I think if they get Mbappe, I think they are going to be...
But that's what puzzles me. They were willing to pay $200 million for a player who was out of contract the next year. So why hasn't the deal been done?
I think Perez was probably unhappy the way Mbappe treated him, because Perez is this...
I think it comes down to ego.
Yeah, exactly. It comes down to
ego, because you don't treat Florentino Perez like that.
Exactly.
You treat Florentino Perez with disdain. Sergio Ramos out.
Yeah.
The long list of players who have left Real Madrid after
You regret it.
After falling out with Florentino Perez.
Yes. Okay, we had a poll out. Who is the best footballer in the world? The options were Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne and Mohamed Salah. Okay, Digvijay, who's the best player in the world?
Right now?
Yes.
Erling Haaland.
Okay. Nikhil?
I think that World Cup memories are still fresh. I would go for Mbappe. Single-handedly changed that.
That was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
No, the final 2022 World Cup.
Against Argentina, who were favourite to win the title, you're losing against Messi.
No, but
and that a single player changed that.
But football is immediate.
But
Since what has happened, City won the treble. Let's be fair. And Holland has been outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay, you have numbers on X, right? I have numbers on YouTube.
Okay. I have the X numbers.
Okay, give me your answer. Mbappe for you.
Mbappe.
For you?
I would say, as of now, I would say Mohamed Salah.
Ooh. Okay, let me give you YouTube numbers, those who are voting in on YouTube. Mbappe, Holland, Salah, 33 each. So, split.
Okay. So
casting votes.
The X numbers are Mbappe 50%, Holland 13%, Kevin De Bruyne 18%, Mohamed Salah 20%.
I think this has got to do with...
18% with one game for De Bruyne?
Yes. But I mean, in a couple of months, he can become the best player in the world. He is just that good. Okay, which club is perfect for Mbappe? The options were PSG, Real Madrid, Liverpool, or others.
I think that word perfect, I think, doesn't fit with Mbappe.
Which club is perfect for Mbappe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have some numbers as well.
Okay, I'll give you the Twitter numbers, X numbers. 23% PSG, Real Madrid 53%, Liverpool 13%, and others 10%. So obviously...
okay, my numbers are again a split. Real and Liverpool 36% each. PSG 18, others 9. Who are the others? Saudi.
Manchester,
Mason Mount. They're selling Mason Mount.
Okay, I have this. Will Mbappe stay at PSG? Yes, no. YouTube numbers 57 saying yes, 42 saying no. Nikhil Mathur?
I think this saga is more twists and turns than an Abbas Mastan film. If you're a Bollywood fan,
A Formula One track. Let's put it internationally. A Formula One track.
Yeah.
So you never know. But I think he's going to stay. If he would, I think this week, I think this transfer window will define if he's going to stay. He will stay and then sign a contract extension. If not, then I think this should be the end.
I don't think even if he does sign a contract extension, we'll be discussing the same thing next year.
I think he'll go. Where he'll go, I don't know. I think Real. I would love for him to come to Liverpool, but I
think
I just don't think the Liverpool. I don't know. Perhaps the Liverpool could do an orbit shift, but the Liverpool under FSG, this doesn't fit that kind of a signing unless, I mean, they're going to invest significant money in the PGA Tour unless they sort of have access to some money or they know that Salah's going for 200 million and you replace. Listen. Salah's going for 200 million, and that fan base is not going to be happy. So get rid of Salah and replace him with Mbappe, that could work. So I'm saying the Liverpool links perhaps mean that there's something happening which we are not aware of.
Also, another thing I'd just like to point out, I think Liverpool, now Klopp and Liverpool think they have a team that can challenge for the big titles for the next 3-4 years.
Yeah.
This team, the backbone of the team will remain the same. Yeah. Now, if they believe that if Mbappe comes and he will hurt the balance of the team, I don't think it will happen.
I don't think Mbappe hurts the balance of this team.
Well, it depends on what his conditions are, because he will have certain conditions when he joins any club. He will want to be the main man, play down the middle, etc.
But he's going to be the main man. Listen, would you play him or Darwin Núñez?
It's not about whether he's better than Darwin Núñez or not. Of course, he is a better player, but I'm talking about that's not how Liverpool's team is not built around a single player. It's about the front line. And Salah, Núñez, Jota, Cody Gakpo, they have a good thing going on right now. Now, he will have to...
Right now is the word, but will you man-to-man say that this Liverpool team can take on Man City and dominate? No. Mbappe comes into this team, they have a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, are we done? Anything else?
Yes, I think we are good in terms of course, this will go on. The Mbappe saga will continue. And
we'll get a detailed story on Mbappe again in our bulletin at 6:30 p.m. IST. What else do we have? Cricketing action, I think India...
Orbit shift. Stephen Smith at 34 is going to be Australia's new test opener. I love that story. At 34, to put yourself out there and say, you know what? Especially with George Bailey saying a lot of players didn't want to go up. He said, I want to do. That tells me he's not retiring. He wants to go on and play at least for the next 2 or 3 years.
And that tells me he's a team player.
Yeah.
It's a very brave decision on his part.
I think that's not a very forward-looking decision. You have young players. I think give them opportunities. Stephen Smith is settled. You have Bancroft, you have Renshaw, you have Harris. You have so many openers. Why do you want a Stephen Smith who is a great middle-order player to open at 34? Are you not seeing at the future?
Yeah, but I think then Stephen Smith also feels that he will be around for the next 4 or 5 years, probably.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma, when did he get into back into the test fold? It reminds me.
Quite
was
late.
3-4 years back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's late.
But he's back in the T20 format, and India will also kick off their campaign for the T20 World Cup preparations. They will play Afghanistan, Kohli and Rohit Sharma back.
And against decent opposition, you would say. Afghanistan T20.
The only reason those 3 boys have got an NOC to play franchise cricket is because the BCCI has told them probably, unofficially, obviously, can't prove it, that they need to play the IPL. We don't care. Or your tour's off.
Yeah.
And a story from NBA.
Yes.
Oh, yes. The Toronto Raptors losing by 1 point. That's not the story. But the Lakers were awarded 23
free throws in the final quarter.
That's a bit dodgy.
Of course. In fact, there was...
and he's
the Golden State Warriors head coach, Steve Kerr, also pointed that out in one of the other matches. I think they lost, the Golden State Warriors. So officiating has been under question in the NBA as well. Obviously, it has been under the scanner in the Premier League also. But some serious accusations.
He's effectively saying fixing.
Yes.
He's saying you're fixing the result to ensure that Lakers win.
Head coach, 23 free throws in a single quarter. That is... really, really massive. So yes, some serious questions being asked, and I think the NBA will take a look at their
$50,000 fine is what I'm being told.
Yeah. Of course, those comments are well, but I think overall the officiating and the way they are officiating this season, it will be taken a look at.
Okay, so all that and much more on our show at 6:30 p.m. India. Thanks for tuning in.
आया कुछ
एक पॉइंट पे 50-60 था यूट्यूब पे.